subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello. In this video, we are about to discuss Sonnet 1 and Sonnet 2 written by William Shakespeare. First of all, let's have a brief introduction to the sonnets of William Shakespeare. Shakespeare's first collection of 154 sonnets were first published in 1609 by Thomas Thorpe. The majority of his sonnets are typically written in iambic pentameter and follow the rhyme scheme of ABAB, CD, EFEF, GG. Shakespearean sonnets consist of 3 quatrains and a rhymed couplet. Procreation is a common theme in Shakespeare's sonetas from 1 to 17 and are often referred to as procreation sonetas. These sonnets focus on a beautiful young man having children to pass on his lovely Janus to a new generation. Time, immortality, procreation, and selfishness are the major themes of these sonetas. In these sonetas, Shakespeare suggests that if the fair youth does not have children, it would be selfish, as it would deprive the world of its beauty. Instead of hoarding his loveliness, the young man should share it with future generations. Let us now look at the sonnet first. From fairest creatures we desire increase, that thereby beauty's rose might never die, but as the riper should by time decease, his tender air might bear his memory. Fairest creatures means beautiful or young people. In the phrase beauty's rose, beauty is here spoken of in terms of a rose which is a symbol of beauty. The riper means the older. Decease means die. Tender air means child. Bear his memory means keeps his memory alive. In the first quatrain, the poet says that beautiful people should reproduce and multiply in number, so that their beauty, like that of a rose, should never come to an end. But in the course of time, when a person eventually dies after having grown older, his young son might keep his memory alive. But thou, contractor to thine own bright eyes, feedest thy light's flame with self-substantial fuel, making a famine where abundance lies, thyself thy foe, to thy sweet self too cruel. Here the word contracted means to be in a contract or committed to worship the beauty. The word self-substantial means sufficient in itself, not requiring anything additional or supplementary. Famine means lack of food or starving. In the second quatrain, the poet tells his friend that he is in a contract and is committed to worship his own beauty. He selfishly wants to keep all his beauty with himself. He feeds the radiant light of life with self-sufficient fuel. He is burning up his own beauty by being single. By doing so, he is depriving the world of that beauty, even when there is plenty. He is starving the world by not marrying. The poet tells his friend that he is his own enemy and cruel to himself for not having a child which would carry his memory. Though that art now the world's fresh ornament, and only herald to the goddess spring, within thine own barbarous to thy content, and tender churl makest waste in negating. Here the word herald means sign of something. Gaudy means too brightly colored, or garish. Tender means youthful. Churl means miser. And negating means behaving in a miserly manner. In the third quatrain, the poet compares his friend with world's fresh ornament and tells him that he is presently one of the most beautiful person in the world. He is the best sign of beautiful spring. He is the only person who represents the beauty of coming spring. But he is burying his beauty within a bud that's not yet bloomed. He acts like a girly miser who wastes his beauty by not sharing it with others. Pity the world, or else this glutton be, to eat the world's due, by the grave and thee. The word pity means to feel sorry. Glutton is a person who eats too much. Here it can also mean greedy. In the couplet, the poet tells his friend to have pity on the world by sharing his beauty and reproducing. If not, then he will be remembered as a greedy person who kept his beauty to himself and died without sharing it. Let's now look at the sonnet 2. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, the youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be a tattered weed of small worth held. 40 winters means 40 years of pain and suffering. Besiege means to surround or to lay siege. Trenches means a long deep hole. Here it refers to wrinkles. Livery means uniform worn by servants. Tattered weed means old and torn garment. In the opening quatrain, the poet portrays an image of battlefield. The image here is like an army attacking a castle. The poet tells his friend when the 40 years of pain and suffering will surround his forehead, they will dig deep trenches on the field that beauty occupies. The poet means to say that wrinkles will occupy his face and will vanish the beauty he possesses. His clothes of youth that he is proud of and is praised by others will be tattered garment of little value. Then being asked where all their beauty lies, where all the treasures of their lusty days, to say within thine own deep sunken eyes, where all eating shame and thriftless praise. Here the word treasure means strength and beauty. Lusty means healthy and strong. Sunken means hollow and deep because of illness or old age. Thriftless means person who spends more money than he saves, or we can also say wasteful. In the second quatrain, the poet tells his friend when he will turn 40, he will be asked where his beauty has gone. People will ask him where the treasure of his lusty days went, and he will reply that they are sunk deep in his eye sockets, and it would be an all-consuming shame and wasteful praise for him. How much more praise deserveth thy beauty's use, if thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old excuse, proving his beauty by such than thine. Beauty's use means having sex with partner. Sum my count means result. Excuse means justification. Proving means to show that something is true by facts or evidences. And the word succession means a number of people or things that follow each other in time or order. In the third quatrain, the poet comes with a solution to his friend's problems. The poet tells him that if he wants to avoid the shame and be praised, he should father a child. Therefore, when someone asks him where his beauty has gone, he can point at the child and say that it went into raising him and is the cause of his old age. They own this treasure of beauty together, and the father's property has passed down to his child. This were to be new made when thou art old, and see thy blood warm when thou feelest it cold. In the couplet, the poet suggests that having a child is the closest thing to being born again. By looking at a child, he will feel young and warm again in his old age.